This is RegioJet, one of Europe's private rail operators and in my opinion also one of Europe's best. Offering high quality products across all of its distinctive travel classes with what I bet is Europe's cheapest onboard train catering. They connect some of Central Europe's most important cities at low prices, so what's not to like? Join me in one of their custom built Astra carriages as I travel from Budapest to Vienna with RegioJet. But before we go experience a good train, we have to start our journey from Budapest Deli station, which is among the worst of the railway terminus here in Budapest. I mean, just look at that depressing building. It's got nothing on quality or niggity. So if you've been to one of the two other Budapest terminus railway stations, you'll probably be quite disappointed with this one. But let's sit inside and check it out. On ground level you will find a few shops and food outlets. To get to the platforms, it's a quick trip up these stairs. To then arrive at the pretty basic main concourse. There are a few more food outlets here, as well as convenience stores. And well hidden away is the main station building, which does have some facilities inside. This is where you will find the ticket office, luggage lockers, and some toilets. There's nothing really wrong with this station, it's just you can really tell that this was built in 1975. Out on the platforms you'll mostly find trains from MÁV, the Hungarian state railway operator. They run many trains to and from this station, including commuter trains using Stadler-Flirt units like this, but also classic carriages used on long distance services such as this Croatian one that has come up from Zagreb. But hiding in between the state operators is where you'll find RegioJet, parked over here on platform number 3. And their trains definitely stand out thanks to this bright yellow livery. Our train would be pulled by one of their Bombardier Traxx locomotives that are capable of speeds of up to 160 km per hour. Today I'll be traveling in standard class, which was located in carriage number 1 towards the front of the train. When you buy your ticket directly with RegioJet, you get a free seat reservation, so let's go and find my assigned seat. I've chosen one of the airline style seats, number 55 to be precise. And shortly after settling in, our train departs Budapest Deli station right on time at 14:45. Departure out of Budapest is slow, and it's only a few minutes later we make another station stop. This is Budapest Killenfeld, an important shoulder and junction station on the outskirts of Budapest, and also the terminus of some of RegioJet's trains to Budapest. And we'll be picking up a lot of our passengers here. I think this is due to when you book your ticket on the RegioJet website, this is the default station for Budapest. And with everyone now on board, we'll start to move towards Vienna. And as we snake our way out of the station, this seems like a great opportunity to go to the route map. Train RJ 1036 leaves from Budapest Deli, making stops at Killenfeld, Győr, Mosonmagyaróvár, Székeshalom, Wien Meidling, and then Wien Hauptbahnhof. This is scheduled to take 2 hours 47 minutes to cover the 265 kilometers, giving the train an average speed of 95 kilometers per hour. After Vienna, the train heads north to head into the Czech Republic, finally terminating in the Czech capital, Prague. After departure, the free onboard service starts, which consists of the crew handing out a free bottle of water. They also offer free Czech newspapers, but I skipped this. And as we now make our way towards our first stop, Győr, let's have a look at the seat. In standard you'll find these nice leather seats. The ergonomic design, combined with a good amount of padding, as well as a nice winged headrest, makes for a really comfortable seat. At your seat you'll find a bin, as well as power outlets, one for every seat, and it's also where you'll find the recline button, but the recline itself is fairly minimal, with the seat sliding slightly forwards. In the airline style seats you also get a tray table that folds out like this. It was a bit sloppy, but it was probably good enough to work on a laptop with. And there's also an entertainment screen. Overall, I really like these seats. The entertainment system has a few movies as well as a moving map, but not all of it was working. But what you can do instead is open up the RegioJet app, where we can order some refreshments right to our seat. For instance, you can get a slice of cake for a whopping 40 euro cents. The rest of the menu is fairly extensive and for really affordable prices. And even better, in the standard, coffee is free. And once you have paid for your order, the crew will prepare it and bring it to your seat. But first, we'll make our second station stop. This is Győr, the 6th largest city in Hungary, and pretty much every international train heading from Budapest to Vienna makes a stop here. And once we're back on the move, let's go and have a look at the rest of the train. Starting all the way at the front, where we can catch a glimpse of the locomotive hauling our train. This is also where you will find the toilet here in our standard class carriage. So I think it's time for a toilet review. You easily lock the door using this small knob. The toilet is looking clean, and I like the touch of the flower, even though it's plastic. The flush is working. So was the water, and there was plenty of soap, as well as towels. Good job, RegioJet. Heading into our carriage, you will find some luggage racks. And the carriage itself is very modern, with nice electronic displays, plenty of space for luggage above the seats, and comes in a varied airline style and base of 4 seating layout. These carriages are kinda unique. They were built by Romanian manufacturer Astra back in 2014, brand new to RegioJet. And apart from one other customer in Italy, these never became popular outside of Romania. Which really is a shame, because they are really nice. Next up, we'll find low cost, which, as you'd expect from the name, is the cheapest offering on board. This uses very old carriages from Germany used on the former Interregio services there. The seats are old, but in a nice 2+1 layout. And a bit further down, you will also find another standard class carriage, but this one is instead with compartments. I personally like the Astra carriage more, but if you like compartments, this is the carriage for you. And finally, all the way at the rear, we have business and relax. They use the same seats, where business class is in compartments with 4 seats, and relax is the other half of the carriage in open airline style seating in a 1+2 layout with some table seats. And all the way here at the back, we can take a quick look out the window as we speed towards the Austrian border. But back in my seat, the best thing has now arrived. A coffee and a cake on board a train for 40 cents. I mean, you just can't beat that. And the best part is that both the coffee and cake were flavorful and not bad at all. And while I was enjoying my cake, we make our third station stop. The only thing I can set a finger on with regards to the food offered on board RegioJet is that sometimes it can take upwards of 30 minutes for the crew to bring it. RegioJet brands themselves as a low-cost operator, so their staff usually perform multiple duties and has a lot of passengers to attend to. And when I reveal the prices for this journey later in the video, I think you'll agree that's a worthwhile trade-off. Our next stop is RegioJet, our last station stop in Hungary. As this is a Schengen border, there's no need for passport checks or anything like that, and after a brief stop, we are on our way to cross into Austria. We cross the border uneventfully right here as the bushes disappear and changes for fields. So now there's not much left to do other than kicking back, relaxing and waiting till we get to Vienna. The train also supposedly offers Wi-Fi, but unfortunately on the day I was traveling I couldn't get it to work. Eventually we changed the Austrian fields into a more urban landscape. And that means our journey is coming to an end. This is Wien-Meidling station, an important transfer point to the city's U-Bahn network as well as other train services. And as we depart from Wien-Meidling, that means we'll very soon be at Vienna's main train station, Wien Hauptbahnhof. So I think we should talk about just how cheap RegioJet is. Tickets between Budapest and Vienna start from as little as €9 in low cost if you book in advance, and standard, as I was sitting in, is usually about a €2 to €3 upgrade. But keep in mind, prices vary based on demand and time of booking, but even at short notice on busy trains, prices remain low. I'm honestly surprised on how they manage to run these trains with such low prices on a fully commercial basis, but I love it. And now, as we arrive at Wien Hauptbahnhof, I really do think that RegioJet might be the best private train operator in Europe. They are not flashy or fancy in any ways, but they consistently offer a high quality product for very low prices, which is just insanely good value for your money. But let me know down in the comments, do you share the same excitement for RegioJet as I do, or do you think some other private operator stands out? I'd love to know. Thank you so much for joining me on this trip. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed to the channel as I try to post a new one every Sunday. You can also follow me over on Twitter at IntercitySimon. I usually post live from my travels over there, so it's a great place to get a sneak peek at what videos might be coming to the channel in the future. Thanks for watching.